Welcome back to TXT Chat Time, guys. Well, guess what? This is actually TXT Chat Time 2.0. I'm not going to get into all the YouTube drama right now, but we're just going to ask you to subscribe to this new channel. We're going to be building it, so help us get to 1,000 subscribers. With that said, guys, guess what? It's senior trials time for the World Championship. So we're so excited and we can't wait to tell you what we think is going to go down this week. Tom, what should we start with? The women?
Yes, let's start with the female sprints 100 and 200. But before we do, to second T, I felt like saying, if I'm not talk about track soon, mega bus. So much time has passed since you have seen us on this platform, but we have been keeping our eye on the ball and we can't wait to get down into what is happening for the senior trials and, of course, give you the TXT track time predictions. So let's
Yeah,
roll.
we definitely can't wait to give you, our thoughts. We see everybody out there dropping our videos, and we're like, oh my God, it's time for track. What's going on? So yeah,
Let's roll 100
let's
meters.
roll. Women 100 meters trackies. What do you think? We have three of the fastest women in the world heading that lineup. And right now, what you see on your screen, you will see that we have Sharika Jackson 10.92, Shelly 10,
10-6-7
yeah,
twice
twice,
this
and
season.
this season, and Elaine Thompson 10.79. Now, as you can see, this is not their personal best. So this is times they've done so far this season heading into the trial. So Shelly is sitting on top right there with 10.67 twice. Now, what's interesting is that she said in Eugene that she'll be running the 100 and the 200. And now she said in Paris that she's not running the 100. But interestingly, she's on the starting list. So as it stands now, Shelly is there, so we have to include her in this list. What do you think, Tom? We have 10.92 so far, 10.67 twice, and 10.79. Who do you think
I'm
should?
not even going to think. I'm going to go off the top of my head. I'm
Okay.
going to say Shelly, Sharika, Elaine in that order. And just to break it down, why Shelly's ready. So
Okay.
easily she is. I expect her to win the national trials, even
Okay.
just so that she has the title national champion. You know, Shelly's competitive, so that will be something for her.
Mhm.
And then Sharika is like determined to win any means necessary. So I expect to see her going up, putting her best foot forward. She won Elaine Thompson-Herah once already this season in the 200 meters, and I expect her
Yeah,
to
but
be
this is on
doing.
the 200. This is the one.
I know. This is the 100 meters, and I expect to see her doing everything in her power in both the one and the two to finish ahead of Elaine Thompson-Herah. Now, Elaine is battling two injuries. She said, her Achilles, her long-standing Achilles injury is acting up, and then that rotator cuff injury that she complained about as well, that she picked up recently is bothering her as well. So I see Elaine taking it easy and trying to qualify, and thus I'm putting her in third place. But I just want her to not take it too easily because we have a ripe young set of athletes that want to come up and
Before we start
usurp
talking
and.
about the youngsters, because I'm actually shocked that you put. I mean, if this was a 200, I could probably understand you putting Sharika ahead of Elaine, but in the 100, that to me is just crazy.
Yeah.
And yes, for me, this is how I see it. If Shelly enters the 100, she may do one or two things: either do 2 rounds or do all 3 rounds. But once she reaches that finals and she decides to run, she, I think, will want to say, I'm going to start my class on this field and win, right? So I do have Shelly finishing first. Elaine, I have finishing second, simply because if you go back to Eugene, even if you take away times, that distance, unless Elaine rolls over and falls and breaks her foot, there's no way Sharika is making up that distance on Elaine for trials tomorrow. So even if, all right, let me give you an example. Let's say Sharika gets down to 10.7. I still don't have her beating Elaine, because again, that distance in Eugene, that's no fluke. That's not a fluke race, and that's from a bad start from Elaine, right? So again, I have Elaine finishing second, and then Sherika I have coming in third. So pretty much for me, that's what I see happening. No, if Shelly does not turn up, I have Elaine winning, Sharika finishing second. But for me, these three will be unchallenged and they will, well, of course, Shelly already has her spot. But for them, the two of them, Sharika and Elaine, they definitely will have no issues getting a spot on the team to the World Championships.
Okay, good. I agree. And are we going to talk about the lesser placings at
Oh, yeah,
all?
yeah, yeah. Let me just pull up my screen a second because I want to show, um, exactly what's happening in terms of who entered for the.
For the 100 meters, yes, because I want to get into the lesser placings, because remember, there's that important, as you're bringing up your screen, there's that important fourth place spot or third, depending on if Shelly-Ann enters the finals, because Jamaica will be sending 4 persons to
Mhm,
the in the 100 meters to the
mhm.
world championships. So we're searching for the fourth person.
Right. So on screen right here, you can clearly see who will be entering, who has entered thus far. And I think it's already closed, considering that the competition starts tomorrow. So this is what it looks like. We have 32 entrants in total, right? And
It's interesting to
something
see Kiara
interesting,
Grant there. She hasn't raced much this season. That's interesting.
something interesting I wanted to know before we get to the lesser persons is that if you look, you can see Elaine, then Shelly, then Sharika, then after that you see Kevona. What I'm thinking is that because as everyone would know that Shelly is the world leader, so I'm thinking that the first three places were actually done by the world ranking. Right now, Elaine is ranked number one, Shelly is ranked number two, and Sharika third. Right, but then from fourth down, I think they ranked based on times. So it's weird. I've never seen them do the list like this. Usually, it's either the world rank who has run the fastest time in the world thus far, which would place Shelly on top. So I've never really seen the list pretty much split, but I'm guessing that's what they did here. But anyway, let's just take a look at fourth place go down in terms of who we expect to feature.
So we're doing, I just want us to, I mean, there can be an upset coming from any angle, but let's just focus on Kevona Kemba and Brianna Williams for a second.
No, I definitely think we can throw Natalia White in because she's
And,
been
and, uh,
She's been looking good. Shakura Wallace also. Oh my God, there's so many. Ravona Burchell. That last spot, Brianna has not separated herself from me thus far this season. Yes, she came to Jamaica, and yes, she dusted those same athletes. But again, everybody's looking to peak her on trial time, and we're expecting them to go much faster. So if we're saying 10-9, maybe the base. Maybe,
okay.
right? These athletes can get there.
Okay, so this is my take on it. Brianna is battle strong. She has
Yeah,
been,
she is.
she has been competing internationally against strong ladies all season. Kemba has returned to the form that we like to see her in. I think
Mhm.
it's going to come down to Kemba and Brianna, because Kemba again is now in the form of her life. Her awesome start. She should be able to hold out to place in the top five.
Brianna also
I
has a
have Brianna Williams for fourth, Kemba strong fifth. It could go either way though.
this is my thing. What beats Kevona is her start. I was looking at, and you guys know because even when she ran that 1095, we talked about whether or not, my feelings changed based on which school she went to. And I'm like, no, my feelings haven't changed. She still has an atrocious start. And I think that if she wanted to feature in these trials, then her start would have needed to be fixed. And I just don't think that she has it in her to run back against this field. I just don't think so. So unfortunately, Kevona, please, I'm begging you, go wherever you need to go, do whatever you need to do to make sure that start is fixed so that you can come back strong for next year and get a spot on the team individually because at the end of the day, you want to represent individually, right? Natalia White again is also creeping in there looking really strong, right? And as you said, Kemba, I'm not really seeing Shakura Wallace this year really stand out to me. So I'm not really sure if she'll surprise me. Maybe there's always somebody that surprises. So maybe she'll spring a surprise. But I agree with you that it should be Brianna from Kemba downward. Yeah.
Okay, so there you have it. Track is the top three pick for me and T are
Well, let's do
Shelly-Ann.
top four because we're not sure if Shelly will.
Okay, so my top four would be Shelly-Ann, Sharika Elaine, and Brianna in that order.
And mine would be Shelly, Elaine, Sharika, and Brianna.
As
With
well. Good.
Kemba right there. And I'm just thinking that Brianna better be careful because if she slips, that spot will get snatched.
Right, and I also want to add that I've covered Keva extensively, and when I covered her during the NCAA championships, I mentioned her backdrop on on her Twitter profile. It does say Paris 2024, so you see that Kemba has dreams. She has big dreams, and I'm expecting to see her work towards delivering on her dreams. So
Yeah, for
I'm
sure, these
expecting a
athletes
big
will be making
performance
the
from
relay
Kemba.
team. For sure, though, these athletes will be making the relay team. I actually am gonna throw Kevona in there. Hopefully, she can, snatch. Even though I think they allow 8 now, right? I don't know if Jamaica will be taking 8. Maybe they'll just continue with the 6, right? So I think though that they will get their first berth at what it's like to represent Jamaica at the senior level.
Right. So moving on to the 100 meters, are we doing females and males?
Yeah, let's do the man.